Hello and welcome to Clipping In. Tuesday, the 24th of September. Autumn is upon us. We have entered the atomic age. Yes, for the start of autumn, I've got a little project visiting the sites of the Lancashire Panopticon. Panoptica. Anyway, there are 4 of them, and they're kind of half monument, half sculpture, with a dash of art installation thrown in. They appeared in the middle 2000s, and they are in what do you call East Lancashire. So today I came out over Queensbury, Denham, Keighley, Cross Hills, and now I'm heading for Lancashire Bridge, a climb that most cyclists will know as the Herders, and I'll be veering off to visit the Atom, which is the Panopticon for Pendleside. Oh, I hope my visa's in order. Better not stop me and ask me for my papers. So I'm climbing away from Lancashire Bridge on these early slopes. You can see some traffic up there on the hill, heading towards the Atom. Now here we are. Should be able to beat these cars. Yep. And here we have it, the Atom. Once upon a time, in the centre there was a stainless steel nucleus, resembling, I think, one of those Capot sculptures, like the Bean in Chicago, or the smaller one in the Cartwright Hall in Bradford. But they were vandalised, I think, and then removed. But we're replacing it anyway with a rather splendid modern bicycle. So that'll make up for the lack of the nucleus. And let's see, having a look out of these portholes. It is a rather good view, isn't it? Pendle Hill there in the distance. And that'll be the Pendle side, the old Pendle Forest. And panning this away, I'm guessing you call this area Trawden, and looking over there is where I'll be going, over the Herders and back over towards well, Bronte Country, Oxenhoke and so on, back to the Pennines. Oh, and yeah, that always adds to the view, doesn't it? Super. Hooray for the Colonel. Back to the pedalling, getting towards the steep part of the Herders. Got a car behind. Does anyone remember a set of Campagnolo lightweight climbing wheels in the late 90s called Nucleon, Neutron and Electron? Pantani rode a set for a time. They were Campag's answer to Mavic Helium, I'm guessing with the name as well. I do have some Helium at home. Haven't been out for years on those. Might have to give them a little throw around before autumn proper gets a grip. Here's the site of the old Herders Inn. Not sure when it closed, 2010-ish, I'd have to look that up. But, yep, another of these hilltop inns that's disappeared. I think I read somewhere that it used to be a much smaller shepherd's rest type building, maybe a shepherd's cottage or even a shelter of some kind before Victorian times. I might have invented that, so again, something else, I'll check it. I'll be branded as a site of misinformation. Oh. Making the most of a nice bit of tailwind on the moors, heading for Stanbury. You can just see how this view opens out here. Whoa, look at that. That's the big reveal. My goodness. So this is Stanbury, a village with a bit of age to it. Once I'm through here, I'll be bearing right. If I kept straight on, that'd take me to Haworth. But that's for another day. I'll be bearing right over a reservoir embankment, slope to Penistone on Hill, and then heading for Oxenhope. New tarmac. Wow. Oh no. Now, just as we're about to swoop down to Oxenhope, on the hillside to the right of the picture, you can see the climb of Cock Hill that's next. That'll be a headwind. Might be able to see a white car going up there. Just the scale of the moors. It's fantastic. There's the infamous bends on the outside of Oxenhope. It starts to break away now. Heading for the moors, which will eventually take us over towards Pecketwell and Hebden Bridge. A surviving moor top inn, wagon and horses. I thought at one time it had closed down, but looks like it's still thriving. Steady headwind up here. That's why I'm keen to look around. When I left home this morning just after 9, it was 11C, but I would imagine up here you could take a good 3 degrees off that. Wind, I'm guessing west-northwest, so it's a chilly kind of wind. But at this time of year, you always feel the difference. The winds have always got just that little bit more bite. There's the elephant. Back into Calderdale. Ignore the official Calderdale sign and just wait for the black elephant. This is another amazing road. You don't always have time when you're climbing it to appreciate the vastness of the surroundings. I mean, up there is sort of the direction of Brown Knoll, the top of Midgley Moor, and there are some really ancient stone, sort of stone carvings and stone circles, really. That's the best way I can describe them up there. But a classic Calderdale view now. Studley Pike, keeping an eye on everybody. Hepton Stall, just right of centre. Coming into Peckinwell now. Just got to be a little careful here. There are some rumble strips that are cobbled, and if you hit them at a too high a speed, they'll shake your fillings out. Here's one, and lost count of the number of temporary traffic lights and roadworks between Nutclough above Ebden Bridge all the way to Mythenroyd. Wow. Thankfully, broken away from Mythenroyd now. Heading up onto the balcony roads to get me to Sorby Village and then Sorby Bridge, when I'll be back in the traffic. These contouring balcony routes are superb. Just got to watch out for these rough cobbles. Line. Yep, it's always best to cover the brakes, isn't it? Cracking view of Halifax there, if we can clear that wall. Wainhouse Tower, buildings old and new. Well, that was a splendid ride. I think it came in at about 56.5 miles with 4,700 feet of elevation, something like that. But it's another excursion in that vast area. You know, the mountains have the vertical drama. I know the first time I went out to the Alps, I spent so long sort of looking up at these big mountains that after a couple of days I had a stiff neck just with the sheer scale of the Alps. But the moors are different. The moors have this horizontal vastness, and when you're riding through a little narrow ribbon of tarmac and you're the only one up there, no cars around, and you've got the wind blowing across, and it's just you and the landscape. There's a scale to that that's almost, well, I can't describe it. You know, I'm sure somewhere Ted Hughes has done something on that, but I can't describe it. You just feel it, and it's magnificent. And I try to bring that across in some of these videos. Anyway, what I normally keep this video channel as transparent as I can, you know, from me and the landscape directly to you, the viewer. And I don't bring any of that sort of YouTube-y stuff on board. I don't mention that. Let's pretend it doesn't exist. But I'm going to bend that rule. I'm going to bend that rule because last week the channel passed 1,000 subscribers. So whether you are one of the originals or whether you've just clicked on that subscribe button, welcome aboard. Thank you. Cheers. And let's look forward to a fantastic autumn and winter of road and off-road and all kinds of adventure out there on two wheels. For this edition of Clipping In, that's all for now. So I'll say goodbye and I will see you very soon back out on the Lancashire roads. Oh, what an ending.